Hello?
Bro.
We're live. No, I'm trying to announce this live on Insta right now. And then Sansa wanted to join. So,
Hello.
hello, people.
Welcome to the Yaoi Shelf Live.
Welcome to Sunday school with the
Welcome to
Yaoi
Sunday
Shelf.
School with the Yaoi
You
Shelf.
you have experience with Sunday
I
school.
do. I
So,
do.
I trust in you for today.
Oh dear. Okay. Let's see. Where do we begin? It's Sunday School. We've done 3 prayers already,
Hello,
I'm
Ren.
assuming.
Yeah, of course. On our knees, as one does.
No, we don't do all of our prayers on our knees.
We don't? Okay.
No. Are you fetishizing Catholics?
Listen, I was thinking in a BL context.
Oh, okay. In a BL context, yeah. Every prayer is on your knees, and it's that Oscar Wilde line about like sucking dick.
Which one?
You don't. Oh, right.
It's Oscar Wilde. You gotta be.
Love is a sacrament best served on your knees.
Ah, yes.
Why do I know that?
Because it's important.
Why did I go to school?
That's why. That's why.
I went to school for
both
that.
literature majors. No one taught me that. We didn't have Oscar Wilde. I think the class like the year before me, because they would change the curriculum around. So I think they did Oscar Wilde and then we didn't. And I'll be salty forever.
I mean, I love that for you.
What, that I'm salty, or that I didn't get to do
that you
Oscar
didn't
Wilde?
have to like go through Oscar Wilde, because like
Welcome. This is what it's like.
Yaoi Shelf Live.
We actually had we had a meeting recently. It was pretty much the same thing. It was the same.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also some things that cannot be discussed on the air.
No.
Because
No.
they were horrible.
Yep. But yeah, I'm wearing lipstick, and it's a Sunday, and I'm inside. And I might go to Target like this later and just like.
Again, I'm over here like, I cannot believe you have things that are open on Sundays. I mind fucked.
So we covered school life, and we had a great time talking about school life.
We did.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the show, leave them in ye old chat, which is over there for me.
No, wait.
Where Corolla
okay.
is. Yes.
Freaking cat! I'm trying so hard.
Every time. So I told this story in Discord, but I can tell you. So I was trying to set up my Moroku Nindo, and like he's particularly fiddly because he has a staff, but you can only put the staff with certain hands because not all hands grab.
Yeah.
So and I have severe spatial awareness problems. So I'm trying to fit the hand that corresponds to the shoulder to the side, but then also do that with the staff. And I was sitting here at my computer for like 30 minutes going like, I have a degree. I have a degree.
Yeah, but
I have a degree.
Not for that.
Yes, not for that.
Not for that.
Not why I went to school. But just like
you're not an engineer, Amanda.
I'm not.
God.
Like for 30 fucking minutes, just like, I have a degree. I have a degree.
Yeah, but we talked about this. Like these Nendos, they're very like
they're so fucking fiddly.
So fiddly. Like one of my Narutos, I can't remember. I think it's my Sage Mode Naruto. Like his one hand keeps falling off, and it's a nightmare every single time. Because like when you try to put his hand back on, like his entire arm will fall off, and it's just a whole struggle. So I never touch him. Like he'll just stay up there and stay dusty. I'm never touching him again.
Oscar Wilde, why are you quoting Latin?
Because Latin was a thing.
It was a thing. And I know it, but I have to make sure that I know it because it's been a while since I've taken Latin. Speaking of our school days, Nindos are such a struggle.
Yeah. Let's do an episode on that.
Okay, so I pre-ordered Hawks.
Yes.
We're getting Oron soon.
Oh no.
They showed us Tamaki, Haruhi, and Kyoya.
Okay, but what I want to know, are we getting the twins?
They haven't been released yet.
Listen. I'm about to die. What? You can't do this to me live. I didn't hear about this. I've been watching Worlds. I've been watching figure skating. I've been
Yeah.
out of the loop for like an entire. Listen,
We
I am
got
dead, people.
we got Haruhi, we got Tamaki, and we got Kyoya.
But the twins.
Listen, that series is we're getting Trigun 98 Funko Pops. They look like trash.
But
Um
wasn't there a like? Am I remembering wrong? Maybe that wasn't a Nendo. I feel like there was a Nekosawa Senpai that was released a few years back.
it might have been a petite Nendo. So like
Oh yeah,
Mello doesn't
maybe.
have an official Nendo. He has a petite Nendo.
Mm.
Because I guess
I
if you give him too many accessories, he becomes sentient and takes over your life.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I had just my heart just yes. No, I was about to say
You are getting therapy game Nendos.
I have these before they released, because I have the scale figures, I have the 10 count figures, I have the scale figures and I have the one in the chair,
Buddy ones?
the porny ones in the chair.
Yeah.
But I don't have the regular Nendos because I prioritize getting the pervy figures.
Mhm.
But I have like these 10 count like mini Nendos, like the petite ones that came with volume 5 in Japan, and they were so cute. They're like super tiny.
I hear that we're getting a Shigaraki dick out figure
from that one company.
Yeah. So we're getting Shigaraki with his cock out. I don't know who that's for, but it's not me.
I mean, it could be me. If you're subscribed to our Patreon, you know about my very dubious connection with Shigaraki. But now I'm not really interested in that part of him. It's the hands for me. This has nothing to do.
See,
with
this is the problem. You wearing makeup. My eyes look so much wider that you can tell I'm judging you. when they're smaller and not painted, everything just looks like judgment, so no one knows.
It's fine because you're always judging me anyway. Like
I'm
I don't.
not
Okay, he's stealing.
judging.
No, he's stuck. Okay.
Baby, I am not always judging you. I shit you not, reading Dobby Hall before we got on camera because I forgot that it doesn't take me a long time to put on my makeup. So I was just like sitting there, like not trying to move. So I'm just like, let's
Mika,
see. I mean,
don't say that. I don't want to think about that. Listen,
that sounds like something I would do.
They should sell them as a set, or actually, you have a good point because then they can just sell one with. No, damn it, doesn't work. No, it has to be two.
It does have to be two.
You can't have one and then have two heads because you can only put one head on one body. Listen, it's been a rough week.
This is why we went to school. We clearly didn't go to school for problem solving or spatial awareness.
I wrote my thesis on nature and nurture in Jack London's Alaska novels. Okay, I know nothing about anything else.
What did I write my thesis on? Well, it wasn't a thesis. I think the last paper I did, we did not go to school for math.
I've never had math. I don't know what that is.
One of the last papers I did was on feminism and divine sexuality using Christabel and using a lot of like Lilith allegory.
That sounds very fancy.
I wrote a lot of papers on feminism in college, and then I turned out like this. like this.
I think feminism. You turned out well.
Thank you.
I mean, look at you now. You're doing great things.
A glorious drag queen sitting in my one-bedroom apartment.
Talking about fictional dicks? Yes.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
I really am, honestly. Like, I can't complain that much. I got another mention of me having a radio voice. I was on an interview, and
nice.
They mentioned that like that company has a podcast. I was like, oh my God, I have a podcast. And they're like, we can hear it. It's like, oh, thank you. Also, listeners, if you are tuning in to our most recent episode, you may have noticed two things. One, we have a new ad. Two, I moved where that ad is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I recorded a new ad for us.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. But I moved it because initially I put it at the 14-second mark because we're not supposed to do pre-roll. This is a peek behind the sausage no one likes, but here's the sausage. Uh if you run an ad before the intro, it's called a pre-roll, and a lot of places deprioritize pre-roll, but it's a lot easier on the listener to have the ad first and then the intro music rather than it cut off the intro music. And then you had intro music, ad, and then main episode. So for the sake of you dear listeners, I went ahead and made sure that our ad actually plays in less places to keep it as a pre-roll ad so it makes sure that the experience of the episode is more seamless. Saint Amanda. Because I had it at like 14.5 right as the intro music was slowing down. And I was just like, that really does just fuck up the entire flow. And then you get my soulless corporate voice for like a minute.
It's
get my
soulless.
It's pretty soulless. Corporate Amanda's just Cecil from Welcome to Night Vale.
I've heard like 2 episodes of Welcome to Night Vale.
I stopped listening when they had a Trayvon Martin dragon. That's when I stopped listening to the show.
How long did that take?
A couple of years. But yeah, they had a Trayvon Martin allegory dragon, and I was listening to it. I shit you not. I was at Taco Bell after going to one of my senpais passed away a few years ago. I was leaving my senpai's wake, and I was in like all black at the Taco Bell, grieving, listening to Welcome to Night Vale, basically like live tell the story of Trayvon Martin, but as a dragon.
Okay, that's something.
I have such main character energy. It's like my life is just a series of like main character energy moments. But yeah, I had a great time talking about school life. There is one thing that we didn't really talk about that I'd love to talk about a little bit more, which is university and college AUs. We threw it in right at the end just because we got busy talking about school uniforms and sexualization. So,
as one does.
Yeah, we got busy talking about other things. But I would really love to talk a little bit more about college AUs. I especially like them because you do immediately get that you release that tension of, oh, no one's of age. You solve that. You get fun civilian clothes moments.
Yes.
Which is my favorite part, especially when it's characters that like you've never seen in like normal clothes. Like, I'm trying to imagine like a college AE with Matt and Mello, and it's like, what do you put Mello in casually? What does a Mello civilian look like?
No, but he'd wear that. Like, he is the leather slut sitting in
True, he would just wear that to class. Okay, Mello.
I have a harder time trying to imagine Mello at like a high school where there is like a uniform. Like, I can't see that happening ever.
No.
Oh
my god. Okay, but he's probably really cute.
Yeah.
In the little boy's uniform.
Yeah.
He's probably adorable though.
And it's probably way too big on him.
Because he doesn't eat food.
Yeah.
Matt would be adorable in a uniform.
Yeah.
Remove the silly puffer and he's like already in civilian clothes. He's in civilian.
Yeah, like that vest thing. I hate it. Like, what is it? What is it? Like,
we have a lot of those guys here in the US where they'll wear like a long sleeve shirt, but then it's like just like the chest vest. And I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's silly. Recently we've been getting more college and adult age BL released in English. That is true. We have been getting a lot of them. And it's kind of nice because I feel like we as in a society, not we like us. Um,
No, yeah.
uh, we neglect that. Yeah, there are a good amount of college series.
Mm.
It does lead us to the favorite slash least favorite, which is the student who's like a junior or senior in high school dating a college like freshman or sophomore. Stares at Katakia.
I don't have a problem with this. Like, I don't understand. See, this is me getting
I
canceled
mean,
again.
well, okay. If we're talking about like fictional characters, obviously I don't care. You have Hitori Jimmy, my hero, in the background, which yes.
I
Um,
have a
you
whole like
can
I have a
see-
whole setup of like high school, but they're not in the fucking frame. Like, okay, do I move? Should I like wait?
I
Okay.
love that you curated this amazing frame, and then
And then I wasn't. Yeah, but it's because I have to position my little table, and it's really hard.
that's why I built an immovable background.
I would really like to start doing these like in front of my one of my manga shelves, but I don't know if it will work yet because I don't know what the connection is like in my manga room.
Okay,
Because we
I
used to
understand.
not have internet in there. It wouldn't reach. I think it does now. I maybe I'll try it.
But yeah, I think one of the things that I like about those is that there is this kind of like luxury of freedom. Oh, I've also been called out as a liar. So remember in the school episode, main episode, where I said I didn't really interact with students outside of my major? That's
Yes.
incorrect. I went to a tiny ass college, and actually, a friend that I went to college with was like, "You hung out with us all the time. What the fuck are you talking about?" Uh,
Lie.
I think what I was referring to more was like, especially my senior year, where I was actually busy doing stuff. But
Yeah.
even then, I was like anime club president and shit. So yeah, I was a liar. I spent a lot of time with a bunch of people, including my one priest friend. That all of the priests were convinced that I was turning to a life of sin.
Were you?
Okay, very funny story. So, very funny. So, my friend decided that he wanted to be a brother for the Society of Mary. Um, I know it sounds very culty. It's Catholic. We don't have time. Um, so, he immediately goes through all of his pledges, chastity, um, not really owning a lot of property and stuff like that. But we were friends. He was a philosophy major while I was in the philosophy honor society. Like, we were friends. We hung out. So anytime he'd come back to San Antonio, especially like post grad, I would just like we would just hang out for hours in my apartment, just talking about
Mm.
like the church and theology and like other religions and ethics and morals. And then I'd drop him off back at like the communal home where all the brothers stay. It's been all day long. And they're just like, what were you two doing? As someone who didn't go to college, sometimes it's fun to read college settings, even though I can't
Mm.
prove to relate. Yes, and
Yeah.
even if you did go to college, most college settings are so fucking fictional that
Yeah,
it's
but like
nothing.
I talked about in the main episode, at least I think I did, how, I used to relate. So, and I still do, relate strongly
Mhm,
to high school students because, we've all
mhm,
been teenagers. Even if, Norwegian high school is very different from Japanese and American high school, you can still relate to that experience. But I didn't
mhm,
go to university until I was in my mid 20s. So for the longest time, I still preferred high school stories
mhm,
over college stories because I couldn't relate as much because I didn't know what it was like. And to be
mhm,
honest, a lot of the time I still don't know what it was like because I was the way I went to university was very strange. But but I understood more of it. But I also
mhm.
think that as it was pointed out in the comments, like, yeah, we're getting a lot more English releases now. I feel like a lot, which I think is interesting that back in the day there was a lot more. I mean, we've talked about this, how much problematic things in general
Yes,
were being published in English. And I
yes.
don't know, like there's a part of me that wonders if are we getting more series like licensed manga that are set in colleges now because people are noticing the problematics of high school that, oh, we should do more mature series, like mature characters? Or is that maybe that's just me projecting, the discourse onto the
There's
publishing
also
industry.
high school settings can be fun.
Mm.
Oh, how exciting! What?
Oh,
I think homeschool is interesting. As someone who like, I hopped around to a lot of schools, but like homeschooling was never an option for me. Because I've come to the realization that a lot of 90s kids have is that my parents and family loved me, but they didn't like me.
well,
Like I
you
was
don't
loved. I was
you don't
loved.
you don't have to like your family.
I mean, I don't. But so it's no, you
So
don't.
it's mutual. It's
So it's
mutual.
mutual. But yeah, like the homeschooling was never really an option for me. I was going somewhere. So I think I like where that train of thought is going, though. I think some of it might just be that we're noticing that. I also think that increasingly, Japan is catching on that a lot of the fans that are still here are older, which is why so much of like the Trigun Stampede stuff has been in line with Trigun 98.
Mm.
So it's like, here's a meme of Stampede. Here's a meme from that old show that you boomers watched. Like,
I take offense to that. As someone who still hasn't watched the old show, I still take offense to that.
we're having a watch party. Don't worry. We're going to have
Oh.
snacks. But, I think that there's a lot of truth to that as well, that I wonder if some of that problematic. Well, no, I'm not going to say that because I still don't think that Japan fully understands, nor do a lot of licensors understand it, because otherwise we wouldn't still be getting some of the shit that we do. Like if they fully grasped it, none of the manga that has been released in the last 3 years would be released.
Yeah, like I think it's interesting. I've been listening to, I don't know, like because I listen to these video essays and things,
I do.
and sometimes I like to listen to things that I know are gonna piss me off, but I
Same.
do it anyway. So I was listening to this one video, at least, where someone was discussing problematic age gaps in shoujo. Sighs heavily. And I know, like, there are some of these series I know nothing about. So I've never read Marmalade Boy. Is it Marmalade or Marmalade?
Marmalade.
Marmalade? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never read it. I've never watched it. And I didn't know about that relationship. And then I was like, that's interesting because that manga is just now being released in English, and I keep seeing a lot of like ads for it.
No, we had Marmalade Boy 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, but it's like being re-released, it seems.
Oh, I was like,
and
no,
like,
no, we had.
no, but it's
Okay,
like
I see
it's
what you
being
mean.
re-released, and I've seen a lot of people posting about it, like, oh, the classic is finally here, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. Seeing, the discourse, but again, I don't care because they're fictional characters and they can fuck whoever they want. No, but I will have the discussion. Like, obviously, I can.
Yeah,
It's critical consumption.
I think what we're really butting against right now, as a lot of the series that we grew up with are starting to become these like Criterion classics. Like, yeah, that it has been like 20 something years since Marmalade Boy was released. And it has been like 20 something years since Paradise Kiss was released. And it has been like 20 something years since Full Metal Alchemist has been released. Is that we have to butt against nostalgia. And how powerful of a marketing tool that especially the anime industry is aware of. And then also all of the screaming children that don't know how to act. Because it's then the question of whose dollar is more powerful. Most of the time, it's been adults.
Weirdly.
Well, yeah. Well,
we
because we have
money.
Jobs and time. So while the kids are
do
screaming,
whatever we want. Yeah.
Yeah. So while the children are screaming, they're not the ones buying material. They're just screaming.
True.
They're just like out like on a buoy just screaming. So I think we're going to see that issue more and more as these series do. I'm shocked that we haven't gotten like a major re-release of Gravitation, and I wonder if that problematic element is what's holding that up.
Listen.
Gravitation. Or if it's just Maki Murakami holding it like a gremlin and she won't let anyone else near it.
I mean, the way that she's going currently, like that woman, I'm like,
holding on,
lady. No, I mean, I don't think. I mean, okay. we have talked about this. We have talked about this at length in an entire episode,
We have.
and I've done panels on this, but I don't think gravitation is that problematic, really. Fight
I
me.
respect that you and I feel that way. I think sometimes JoJo fans don't know what they want. They will complain about problematic titles being currently re-released, and then also complain that they don't get older series. I think, again, I hate to sound like a fucking boomer. That is a modern problem, because when we were reading this shit, we didn't have another example of what was problematic. We just ran with it, and there's like this weird pit in your stomach sometimes when you read something that you feel like you shouldn't have. Or at least I had that. Like, in hindsight, like,
yeah, but
there
you
is
were
like
raised Catholic. Catholic guilt.
it is real.
I had none of that. The
I cannot
exception.
fathom.
I think the exception was that one infamous time when my dad decided. I've told this story. When my dad decided to have a look at my laptop because the fan was acting funny just as I was reading this one doujin, and it just happened to be on a full page frame almost of Sasuke with some snakes. And I was like, oh, I have to move.
So
I have to disown my family.
It was me and my roommate / friend Greg. We were sitting in my bedroom. We had my laptop hooked up to the television, and we were reading Megamix Panda. You know, as two bros do. As two bros do. You read some
perfectly normal bro thing to do.
You read the worst OT3 and some Shotokan. And we had the door closed, I want to say, because, you know, we're watching the worst OT3.
Yeah. Pretty cursed. It's pretty cursed.
And my younger cousin came in.
Oh no.
And the way we both just like split up, turned off the TV, and I like threw my laptop. It's like, what are you guys doing in here? Nothing.
Nope. Yeah.
Ignore the widespread asshole on the flat screen monitor.
It's fine.
Because, you know, again, that's what straight bros do, is you read some Panda together.
I mean, I've had some very dubious watch parties with my friends. I'm not going to mention any titles because, no, I'm not going to talk about that.
I have to reread Panda for writing purposes.
Yeah, for your...
for my fluff fic.
For your fluff fic, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. No.
My dad is the one who discovered my BL I had taken on a family trip.
Listen, a person needs to bring some entertainment.
I don't know why I'm acting scandalized like I've never fucking done that. I don't know why I was possessed by the spirit of some Catholic virgin that didn't do that all the time.
It's that outfit you're wearing. It's from
Hot Topic.
So, it's beside the point.
It's the sprites from Spirited Away.
Fine, because from here it kind of looks like an angelic frilly dress, kind of.
Well, I mean, it is a full on seifuku, but it's from Hot Topic. It's very cute.
I'm wearing my Kamigaku uniform because I'm a nerd, and if I can mix G into this, I fucking will. He's back, and I'm very, very happy.
One day, I'm just gonna send him a letter, and it's just gonna be a dossier of all the photos from your various outfits, and I'm just gonna say, "Immortal vampire, sir, this is."
I mean, we've met. He knows who I am. It's fine.
All he told me was, "Well, I don't get it, but whatever. Just don't let your mother find it." That's such a mood. That's
nice. That's nice.
My philosophy is fake people doing fake people things, but if I mention I'm intrigued by like Inji, hello, from my Academia people reporting domestic violence.
But
also, we've had that conversation a lot of times. Like, for whatever reason, I think a lot of it is the voice actors and the fact that the fan base is so young. My Hero just seems to be a hotbed, pun not intended, for people to just latch onto. Yes. Are you catching on to the hotbed?
No, no, I was trying to ignore it. And then it
No,
just
I'm not
came up.
letting you.
Oh
No,
god.
not letting you ignore that I said hotbed. I I would love to do like an in-depth report about what it is about my hero, like why. Cuz like I feel like conspiratorially I know what it is, but because I don't really engage with that part of the fandom frequently, I don't know. Yes, he
Mm.
is. Damn, they had no like that was a choice,
Oh
right?
my
Like you could have
god.
made him anything. You could have done anything with that design. That was a decision that was
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
And every single one of them was perfect in every way.
No, but I was gonna say, like, it's we keep coming back to this, but it's like no matter what you do, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Right.
I was listening to again, I really like James Somerton and his video
Yeah.
essays and podcasts, and I was listening to the most recent. I can't remember what they're called. It's a podcast series anyway. I am so allergic right now to the friggin' world. No, I was listening to his most recent podcast about, which was usually about, like, predominantly about the gay, like the image, like the queer image presented to us in adult videos, so in
Mhm.
porn. But they went on a tangent and talked about the whole the representation and the whole squabble about how, like, there are always going to be, and this was about the gays, but like we see this within all corners of fandoms, right? You have the side that is like, if you have a series that has any kind of sexual depiction, then that's bad because, oh,
Yes.
you're over sexualizing the queers. And if you
Right.
have a series like Heartstopper, for the kids, or boyfriends, that is fluffy, then people are gonna be upset that it's too fluffy because then you're desexualizing them. And I'm
But
over here like, why can't they coexist? First of
but
all,
also if you're gonna, oh my god, okay, hold on. I feel like my hero attracts new fans who aren't familiar with the medium and its history and culture, plus younger fan base. Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like there's a ton of different factors into that we don't have time to talk about today, because you'll never see me again. I really like the male lead, and my senpai is annoying. Then found out he and Inji share an English voice actor. It's so distracting when you have like a character set in stone and then like you hear them somewhere else.
yeah.
Like my favorite is always Dave Wittenberg, who does Kakashi Sensei in English.
Mm.
uh and like that's an iconic voice to me. I can hear him in my mind. I know what Kakashi Sensei sounds like. And I was watching this show, I shit you not, it's TLC's I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant. And it's all about like these like people, these women who didn't know they were about to have babies, and like having babies in like bathrooms and like
Yeah, yeah,
bathtubs
yeah,
and
yeah.
food and stuff. And the narrator's Dave Wittenberg.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, what the fuck is Kakashi doing here?
But interestingly, I was also going to bring up one, and interestingly, it's also Kakashi Sensei, because it's Inoue, right? Kazuhiko Inoue,
I
who
can
is of
fuck.
course Kakashi, but
Yes.
also Yuki, and but he is he is no, because he is also the voice of Eiji in the Banana Fish audio
Yes, he
drama
is.
from way back.
Yes, he
So when
is.
I got my hands on the audio drama after watching the anime, after all of that, I was so thrown off. Like every time Eiji said something, it fucked me up so bad. I'm like, why? Why?
So I have that with
What?
Kazuhiko Inoue. Honestly, it wasn't so much that I was shocked by this role, but it was more like the oh fuck, I have a type. And it's when I
Mm,
heard him as Klaus from Maiden Rose.
yeah.
Not shocked at all. If you look at Klaus's design, that is a Kazuhiko Inoue character.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
absolutely get that.
hearing it was like, oh no, I have a type.
Yeah, but that's also, like, again, and he does these characters, and it's so set in stone that he will do that type of character, and then all of a sudden you're thrown 20 years back in time and he's Eiji. cinnamon roll AG, it was so
I feel
weird.
like I have that with Seki Tomokazu because like his voice trajectory changed so
yeah,
much
yeah,
after like his initial roles. So like because in my head, it's still Suichi,
yeah. And like
and then
every time I see his name and the voice
yeah,
doesn't match what I think it is in my head, I have to double check. Like I know it's
yeah,
him, I know, but I need to go and check that it's not someone else with the
or
same name.
you get the super vocal range ones like Daisuke Namikawa. So like
Mm,
for me, my Daisuke Namikawa was Northern Italy and Natalia.
mm.
That is a radically different role from when he later is Uli Kyoto on Bleach. That is a radically different role from everything else I've heard him in.
Yeah,
But
but
like
some of them are just like the range is so wild and they're yeah.
his range is we're just talking about voice actors.
But it's funny. It's
It is.
funny.
Amazingly, I was doing a lot of this when I was in high school. A thing that we did frequently because I went to high school. It was in the 2000s. We couldn't have fathomed legal releases of a lot of the things that we were reading. So we would fan cast a lot of shit and we would just sit with like our list of like voice actors and it's like who's doing who. And it was a riot. Let us know if that's something you ever want us to indulge in.
Oh my
Because I
god.
feel like we could fan cast the fuck out of some series. um but yeah, I think what we're really gonna butt up against as we continue on right now is this crux between nostalgia and enterprise. I genuinely think that Japan is only starting to grasp this whole pro anti thing, but they know enough that they don't want to deal with it, which is fair. I think that's the approach everyone should
Yeah,
take.
I just
That's
nope, not
yeah,
touching that.
we're just
Like
not fucking dealing with this.
yeah.
Actually, there's a smut artist that I follow, and I follow them for a while, and they initially had like pro ship do not engage in their profile, and I
Mm.
lied because even though I don't really consider myself to be pro ship, I guess by the everything I am. Corolla, can I help you? Is everything okay?
There's a cat hair on the microphone. Okay, I'm
Like,
trying to
Corolla,
get
can I
it off.
assist you? So like even though I guess like in every way I am pro ship, I've never said it outwardly,
Mm.
and I liked their smutty content about the two smiling men, the train men from Pokemon. So I just endured it, and I didn't really say anything. I didn't engage with them, and then one day that was just gone from their bio,
Mm.
and I so badly just want to be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Because
but that
they're, huh?
no, go on, go on, go on.
Because to me, while I can't say that their content was necessarily what antis would say is pro ship, it's also not the cleanest content. It was not Christian, loving missionary in the dark. Definitely
Through a hole in the sheet. I will hold on to this friggin' Puritan hole in the sheet thing until I die. I can't get over it.
it's only Mormons.
Is it though?
Yes.
Okay.
I say as if Mormon sex expert Amanda.
I was actually listening to a podcast about Mormons this morning. Hey,
Yeah, no, Catholics, you are allowed to see your partner. Allowed. Uh the big thing with Catholicism is masturbation is bad because that is a waste of a potential human being. I don't make the rules, Corolla.
no, I know. I'm just thinking of that song from Monty Python.
Yes.
In the every yeah,
That's why that's that song. So
that's how I
masturbate
learned about that as a child.
welcome. It wasn't a stuffy nun telling you that the reason why the dinosaurs is because you jerked off that one time. Uh
Oh hi.
Presbyterians alone. Mormons do that stuff. Yes, me, the Catholic. No, those are Mormons. Not, don't, shut up.
No, to be fair, I think I was thinking of like the Puritans that came to the US like before Mormonism was even a thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm way back in time. They were the ones who
So,
killed the dinosaurs, clearly.
yes. Auntie's purge. Auntie's purge of anything problematic is dangerous because they want erasure of it. Yeah, there's a lot of that also. And, to go back to a point previously made is also, it's just not understanding history. And it's also just bad faith media crit. I was watching a Lindsay Ellis video, which is not an original take over here. And she was talking about the censorship and rewriting of specifically like the Disney live action movies, where you have something like Dumbo, which was incredibly problematic. And yes, let's see. Yeah, I saw a bunch of Japanese artists, both safe for work and not safe for work, blocking Twitter accounts that had pro ship do not engage or something related. They were mad as shit, and it was hilarious. I wish more people would just do that, because I feel like giving them even this much attention is negative. It's like a Wendigo. We keep talking about it, and it just keeps growing. But back to okay, so like Dumbo had a lot of like really really problematic like race stuff, and it was just
Yeah.
so what the Disney live action did was just remove it. There's no talk of that.
Yeah.
There are none of the crows. There's none of the rustabouts. There's nothing. And while that is obviously like the better choice, it also doesn't fix what the original Dumbo did,
Mm.
especially this far on. That for me, the first time I saw Dumbo wasn't the dumb movie where Danny DeVito's in it and it's directed by Tim Burton and Michael Keaton is not Disney.
I have never seen that.
You know, my first is going to be with the Jim Crows.
But you gotta understand, when I was a kid, like I didn't see Dumbo until I was like, I think I was like 16 years old the first time I saw the full movie, because Disney movies used to be like available for a limited amount of time, and I never had it, and I didn't know anyone who had it. But I did grow up with like the cassette tape, with the ones with the books where you turn the pages when there's like this sound. So I did have that, but obviously it was dubbed in Norwegian, and I was like 5 years old. I didn't know about Jim Crow. I didn't know that was a thing. And obviously dubbed in Norwegian, you didn't get those stereotypes. It was very different. So I had to learn that. So you grow up, you watch it in English, you read some history, and you're like, oh, that's very different from my childhood, because I didn't know that. And also I haven't seen it that many times, because the friggin' pink elephant scene.
Yes.
No.
So that's explicitly removed from the new live action Dumbo. And in fact, like Danny DeVito stops him from getting champagne because one of the clowns is like, champagne for Dumbo. And Danny DeVito's like, no alcohol around the baby.
Yeah, well, animals shouldn't be given alcohol anyway, because it can be dangerous.
Okay, out of all the things to be concerned about in the story of Dumbo, it's that the elephant is given a minuscule amount of champagne.
It's not a minuscule amount of champagne if he's going to start hallucinating pink elephants and heffalumps. I don't know.
Well, it's also because Disney had like 3 animated cells that they had to keep reusing. He got drunk because animation's expensive. But no, so like the point is that it's bad media crit. It's because, and I said this before, I probably flirt a little too much with some of the things that aunties have said, because I was also one of those poster children of, I got a lot of problematic stuff very upfront, and because of the society I live in, I didn't have anything to process that with. But yeah, just saying, oh, it shouldn't exist, and erasure is it's bad praxis. It's just lazy. And I mean, to sound like a fucking boomer, it's what they're doing with everything right now. Because it's easier and it's cheaper than actually having like meaningful engagements and meaningful conversations. You're seeing it right now with all of the trans bans and drag bans that are going around in the United States right now, and like trying to ban TikTok, which is known to be a space for free speech and queer liberation and euphoria.
Despite probably being, monitored by the Chinese government, which is why Norway is trying to ban TikTok, by the way.
Okay, social media manager moment here. Hello. The crown is really what seals the deal. Okay. Everyone is stealing your data everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I know, but like that's something that a few times I got to speak to some of the communications and rhetoric classes at my alma mater, because one of my professors is like, here's someone who got a job after school. Listen to them. uh,
Wow, a rare case of someone getting a job after college.
yeah, an English major who got a job after college. Listen to this one.
Do
And
they
isn't a
exist?
barista.
Really? Really?
Huh? Yeah,
They sound like that sounds fake. I've never heard of
I
that. Like,
know. Real sus.
what?
But one of the things that the younger generation brought forward a lot was like, oh, well, how do you feel right marketing and advertising? I don't want people stealing my data. And I just looked at them deadpan. It's like, throw your phone into the ocean.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, you willingly give up more data that I can use by just existing than you ever can imagine that I have to steal from you. I have to take very little. You've already given it up, babe.
Mm.
I know where you are because you voluntarily geotag and let apps use your location. I voluntarily know who you are because your camera does more than just take photos. I know what you're doing because all of your accounts are linked to the same fucking password. Like, you voluntarily gave up that information. I might have had to steal some things, but most of the things I know are because
Mm.
you did it yourself. I know someone is using my data. How else am I getting all these Mercari ads after I used it one time and will never got an ad for it before? Yep, that's it. But like, it's that's the TikTok thing where it's like, is the Chinese government looking at this? Yes. Is it great that the Chinese government is looking at this? No. Is Meta and Twitter and every other platform doing the same thing? Yes. Curl, are you frozen? There you are.
What?
You were briefly frozen, but you're
Oh
back now.
no. Okay. I'm
But so
sorry.
yeah, it's like that's the issue is we don't want to meaningfully engage with the fact that Meta's doing the same thing. Actually, during the TikTok hearings, the CEO of TikTok, when confronted with that, was like, "What about Cambridge Analytica? Like, Meta's doing the same thing, if not worse, but you're mad at me, who has been willing to like say we're working on bringing more of this information, to other locations that we know how sensitive this data is, and to make the reductive argument that China is watching. China hates TikTok. There's too much freedom in gays.
Yeah.
China
Yeah.
doesn't give a fuck about TikTok. It's just a Chinese company. But China, Xi Jinping hates TikTok. There's a reason it's banned over there. So, oh my god, girlfriend and I agree on something. Yay. I don't know why like that
Congratulations.
made me feel very smart. I don't know why. like all of my years of doing this professionally and my degree and stuff but that made me feel very smart.
Maybe because I don't know, like she's studying to be. I'm sorry. I'm now. I'm sharing your personal details on the internet, girlfriend. She's gonna be a computer engineer, and she does the whole personal security thing for a convention. So she knows these
I'm so
things.
proud. My uncle is a computer engineer as well, and watching him navigate, especially as an English major, is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Just like watching him exist in the world,
Like
just a,
navigate, like
just a humorless, everything is literal being is the
oh,
funniest fucking thing. And here I am, a gay goblin who speaks in literary allusions and riddles.
that's. I mean, that's what's wrong with that?
No,
There's
he
nothing
just
wrong
doesn't
with that.
understand them. I was going to say if anyone hates China. Yeah, China hates TikTok. There's too many gays and women and
But
people
like, I
having.
also feel before I forget it, we have to talk about this because as we are talking about antis and that whole thing, because everything we touch turned into a conversation about antis.
Yes,
I haven't been much on the internet for the past week because figure skating.
I
But what
know.
I did see was that did you see that the antis finally found out that their Lord and Savior, Mr. Gay Komi himself, Gengoro Tagame, has made actual porn that isn't oh so wholesome, my brother's husband?
It
I'm
was
living. It is
delicious.
so funny. It finally happened. Like it took them what? 5 years?
My favorite thing right now that aunties are mad about. Well, it's not really aunties, but so a little series called Heartstopper.
Yeah.
So everywhere else, it's just marketed as yaoi. Like in Japan, it's just marketed as yaoi.
I mean, it's marketed as boys love, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's pissing a lot of people off.
Mm.
I love it. I just drink those tears. Um, apparently, one of the reps was doing coke during the TikTok hearing, and I was just like, "This is yeah, it's a joke. It's a red herring because they're trying to make being trans illegal."
This is the world we live in right now.
Well, this is America. I don't want to. Well, I know Finland is having some issues.
I don't know what they're doing in Finland.
They oh boy, some of their folks have not been doing, hasn't been very plus ultra of them.
I haven't heard any.
Kill me.
I haven't heard anything about Finland since there was that whole thing about their prime minister, president, whatever she is, who was out partying, and that was a whole thing. But that was like a while ago.
Australia banned the Nazi salute because a bunch of people were doing it during a turf rally, because suddenly everyone's realizing that to be a turf is also to be inherently pretty much a fascist.
Oh, congratulations. Welcome to the realization. Here's your award.
Right. Here's your clear glasses, because obviously. Because fucking obviously. And J.K. Rowling came out and said that if you are transgender and you like Harry Potter, you are wrong.
She said
Harry
that.
would have been a transphobe.
I didn't see that. I did see her retweeting that one thing about erasing the whole, the progress flag, like removing the.
No,
I saw that yesterday.
Down. She tripled down where she said Harry would have believed in biological sex. If you are trans and you saw yourself in this narrative, you are incorrect. And
I don't want to deal with that woman anymore.
Yes.
No, I just feel a desperate need to leave her behind and go back to the high school boys. Because
let's talk about high school boys. That's less problematic.
Or university boys, or school boys, or for any of my fellow hello, I am in Thai BL hell. What the hell is up with all these engineers and architect students?
Because it's Thailand. What else? Because it's
Thailand.
It's Thailand.
It really is funny. Like they're
like
all
they still do place like a huge cultural capital on like what success looks like, and it's really, really narrow. So even if you look at like college AUs, there's a reason why the fucking cum slut uke is always the English major.
Are you trying to say something? Like we're both English majors over here? Like, excuse me, what did you just call me?
It's like, hello, using me by my actual name.
Like you said to me in the the watching porn in the public library thing. I have a name.
Right, I have a name.
Amanda. Like, listen, you want to
But it's so funny because like the whore uke is always like in the English department, and it's like, first of all, you've chosen a character who wouldn't go to college. He's not going to college, and if he was, he wouldn't be an English major.
And then the other guy is like always like it's like a law student or like
he's like a med student or something.
Yeah.
And again, it's a character who'd never go to school.
And I think, again, this is one of those things that I thought was so funny. Like, when I think back, like, when I actually tried to do this, when I still wrote fan fiction. Because, like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about American high school outside of, what you see in TV. But, like, if we, in the rest of the world, wrote high school AUs...
It's always us slutty English majors.
We need, as a community, as like the Yaoi Shelf community, we need to compile a list of English major cum sluts or like literature major cum sluts. Let's do it.
All I know is I see Yachiden and behind Corolla and I approve. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh no, yes. Caramel honey. Oh no. Yes.
Like, oh no, my baby.
Listen, I love this one. I love caramel honey.
It's a good one.
It's in the plastic it came in, but I have read it.
Yeah, we need to compile a list of English major boy sluts.
Yeah.
I think that's just a circle. I think
but like no, but I was trying to say like, because we would emulate like what you saw. So you would try you would try to write what everyone else was writing.
Mhm.
I saw my I saw my I saw my people. Yes. Listen, I want this for my birthday, Mika. You need to write this for me. Okay, so explanation. The Norwegian graduation tradition of Rus. Another one. Hello. The Russeti. It's like in May before the finals, mind you. So you haven't actually graduated high school or upper secondary yet, but everyone is acting as if they did. So there's this 17-day long party starting on May 1st, lasting until our constitutional day on the 17th, where people are wearing like this, like they have like hats and like there's like a whole uniform that everyone just draws on. And they're basically, most of them, drunk out of their mind all the damn time, and they have like in this hat they get these knots and you like tie things in your hat, so it's like drive naked through a McDonald's drive-through and order food with two witnesses in the back seat, and you get like the salt package. Kiss someone of the same sex, you get a pink feather. Drink a whole case of beer in less than whatever time, you get like a beer. It's like a whole ass thing. That and there are a lot of sex knots. Like there are a lot of, not in the Omegaverse way,
I
but there
didn't
are.
say anything.
No, I'm just making sure for our Omegaverse enthusiasts out there who will be allowed to educate me on a later point in time. But no, yes, Mika, that I would love to
What?
see more of that.
Hello, I have a question as
Yeah.
an American. What the fuck?
Yeah, I never did this because one, I was a high school dropout, but most importantly, I don't drink. So like I still would have done a lot of weird things, but I would have been sober for it, and I wouldn't have done any of the drinking ones. But yeah, it's a wild ass thing, and for literal years now, the government have been trying to like discussing whether they should move the exams until before this thing, or if they should like move the whole Russity to like after the exams so people will actually pass their final exams. But it's a whole ass thing, and it's gotten pretty bad in the recent years because the tradition has like moved away very much from like the whole, oh, we're just young and stupid and doing fun things, to, oh, you need to have like everyone has their own fucking bus and it's like a whole money thing, and it's become like, it's awful now. But like in the 90s and like early 2000s, it was a lot more low key and a lot more fun. And now everyone just hates it because it's super obnoxious.
So
But
I'm gonna go
yeah,
ahead. I'm gonna pull an American veto. I accept no further criticism about how weird American high schools are. So when I was in school, we had this thing called car bashing,
oh,
where the school purchases an old used car and you pay to beat it with a baseball bat, and that goes to support the school run organizations.
that is insane.
Yeah.
But,
I
but yeah, but you know, you're like, we can't judge anyone. And also, just to get all the American panties in or not, like a lot of these students who are doing this, like all of these drinking things and the sex things that are in the Russa celebration, they're minors. A lot of them, like a
we
lot of
don't
them
care
aren't
about
even 18 yet. I'm just saying because oh,
that.
yeah, they will buy like a bus, and then this is so stupid. This is a thing that started like they used to have like cars and things, like,
Uh-huh.
and it would be like a wreck, like an old wreck that they would drive around for 2 weeks. But like now they will spend 3 years of high school working their asses off to buy a bus that they
Uh-huh.
will refurbish and
Uh-huh.
install a huge ass like music system, like a sound system in the back, and it's like a party bus. And they will spend ridiculous amounts of money, like an entire college degree worth of money on this bus that they drive around for a month. And then 2 years later, they realize, as they are going into university, they realize that, wow, we could have spent that money on our education, but we decided to party for 2 weeks with this bus, and it's really dumb. And it used to be like a thing that very, very few people, like from very privileged neighborhoods, do, but now it's like a thing that everyone feels like they need to do. And if you're not on the right bus, you are a loser and everyone hates you. So,
See, we just did Adderall and like sucked dicks on a guy's boat in the
oh
middle
yeah.
of the
Oh, but
lake
here's the
before
thing.
prom.
Okay, so all the like, because these are the third years, like these are the seniors, and so the younger students, particularly the girls, will do their best to get to roll on the bus of the cooler guy group, and then Yeah. And then they will they will do a lot of things to get on that bus. And that includes sucking dick and selling Adderall. So there's it's fucking wild. It's not a great representation of our
Revived
country,
high
but
school.
but seeing that in a Sassanado perspective,
Sounds like
oh my
hell.
god. Yeah, but I would read the
I mean, I support
would,
that for you.
why did you put this in my head, Mika? Like the things I'm imagining right now, because Saskia has money. It would be a whole ass scum thing just with okay, I'm fine. I
I
am
have
good.
so many concerns about you when I leave you.
It's okay because I have
Like, I
things.
know the girlfriend protects you.
Oh, she's not even here. So
Oh,
she's
shit.
watching from oh yeah. I'll hire Corey to do it. Our mutual friend. Smut
See,
connoisseur.
I feel at least like I can trust the girlfriend to keep you in line.
Do you though?
I
You
do.
brave of you to assume she can control me.
Oh, and illustrate. Goddamn. We need someone to draw our high school Rufus
Yeah,
Club
yeah,
series.
yeah. 'Cause we did get some requests to actually do that.
Because it'd be fucking brilliant.
I mean, it would. It would be so much fun, and we could
It'd
make
be
it
a
like a thing.
blast.
Like
It
we
could
could
be a
release
thing.
like one page a month or something. I think that that's what our collective brain cell would be able to produce.
So my favorite thing about working with Corolla is knowing that she's doing stuff, but also knowing that I would have an easier time finding the Yeti on the Himalayas than actually having her read one of my messages.
What?
Like, I'll see her tweet 50 times in a minute. I know she's doing stuff. I know she physically has her phone in her hand, but if I've messaged her, she is never responding to that message.
Okay,
All she
first of
has
all,
to do is
first of
tab
all,
over to one thing. That's all she has to do. But I know she won't do it.
first of all, let me correct you. I do not have my phone in my hand because I hate typing on my phone. If I'm typing on my phone, it's an emergency because the cat's in the way and I can't reach my
Okay,
laptop.
fair.
Okay,
Fair.
so I am
So
writing
even
on my laptop.
more, it is the laptop that makes so many noises when you get is, and I can see it. I can watch her tweet all day long, and I'm just watching the message I sent her that was probably time sensitive, just decay, knowing she will not read this until 4 to 5 days later.
Okay, but to be fair, and Mika can vouch for this because they are my friend in real life and my girlfriend is watching us right now. This is not just you, okay? This
I
happens
didn't
to
say it was
everyone. You are
me.
not special.
I did not say
I
that. I
ignore
just said
everyone. And
it's my
sometimes
favorite part.
and then sometimes I will set myself to busy so that people will understand that I'm not going to reply. Because at least
Yes.
if I'm set to busy, then people will understand that I'm not getting.
Yes.
And you're like, but if I do that, I have these other people messaging me who immediately think that if I'm on busy, something's wrong. Because then they think I'm like depressed and dying. So
Me with do not disturb. If any of my friends ever see me like on do not disturb, it's like, okay, well, Amanda's having bridge thoughts.
yeah,
Cut
but like
that shit out.
if you see me on do not disturb, it is literally because I am doing like I'm in a meeting and I can't have the notification sound. But like a lot of the time when I am doing things, like when you see me tweeting 50 times per minute, it
Yes.
usually means I'm watching figure skating. And
Yes,
a
I know.
lot of the time I screen record the competitions to watch them later. And when I am screen recording, it mutes Discord.
Mhm.
So it not only mutes the sound, but I don't see the blinking either. Like it
Mhm.
just shuts off everything. So in my defense, I'm not seeing
I
this
was
until
not shading you. I was just
no!
saying it's one of my favorite things is I was watching this documentary. It's called Finding Michael, and it's this guy who climbed Mount Everest, and he died on the mountain, or like he went missing and no one found his body, but like he's
Mhm.
dead. And his little brother, like 20 years later, is like, we're gonna go find him because with some of the issues of climate change is that bodies that are frozen on
Yeah, yeah,
Everest
yeah,
are
yeah.
starting to thaw. So someone spotted a body that looks suspiciously like it could be this guy's brother. So he's like, "Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go fucking climb Everest, and I'm
As
gonna
one
get
does.
my brother back." And that's just kind of, and so it's a whole thing. But one of the parts of it is that right before he leaves, his wife has their third child, and he's like, "Don't worry, baby. I'll call often." And she's just like, "You're on fucking Everest. No, you won't." And like that's kind of the mindset that I have at this stage.
Yeah.
I put on do not disturb because I went to sleep. Unfortunately, I sometimes forget that my friends were freaking out for like 4 days.
Because
Yeah,
if I do also, I thought for a moment there, I thought you meant that that you would go and play D&D to be left alone. But
which is a
no,
horrible way to be left alone.
I will do that too because I never put on the do not disturb mode. So if I do,
Mhm.
I can't remember that I put it on, and it will be like 3 days later, and someone's like, "What are you? What like in person? Are you okay? Because I see you've
Yeah.
been, and I'm like, what?
I think
I
I did that on my phone like once because I was in a scenario where like my phone had to be like off, like
mm.
just fully like nothing off. And I guess I just didn't turn it back on immediately. And I was like, huh, it's been a really, really quiet day. And then I turned my phone back on like at the end of the day. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah, then
Everyone
you
thinks I'm
open the
dead.
app and it's like, oh, I
Yeah, it's like
didn't.
everyone thinks I'm dead. Great. Um, but
To
I
be
had a
fair,
great
I
time.
have that.
Not all the time. But no, I had a really, really fun time talking about school life stuff with Corolla. We didn't talk about the very, very fun trope that is trying to desperately have quiet sex in the dormitories.
I feel like maybe we should.
Okay. I've stayed in a dormitory.
How was it?
So one of them was I shared it with two other girls, and the other I was by myself, but it was a converted monastery room
Of
for
course it
the
was.
priests that had the most severe restrictions. So like it was just the room was about the size of this dining area that I'm in. There was a bed, a window, a desk, and a sink.
Mm.
And I was by myself. The walls are paper thin, despite the building being made of brick. That did not stop anyone from having sex.
No.
Um,
Was
but
this a co-ed dorm?
it was co-ed by floor.
Okay.
So I think it was like the first floor had classrooms, second floor was girls. I think it was like second and third were girls, and I think like fourth and fifth were boys.
Mm.
And you couldn't like you didn't have a reason to go down to any of the other floors because each of the floors had like their own thing. So like I was on the second and third floor. If I had a meeting, we had our own room for that. We had our own washrooms and everything. We had our own bathrooms.
Mm.
So I didn't really have any need to just be like fraternizing on the other floors. Um so yeah, I mean it definitely didn't stop people from having sex. Also, it usually wasn't people in that dorm that you were fucking. If you did have sex on campus, I think everyone just went to Doherty, the actual dorm Doherty, because no one fucked in Treadaway. The bed's too small. So if you're gonna
Right.
have, so it's no, it's uncomfortably small.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so I think if you fucked, you did it in Doherty. You didn't do it in Lords because Lords was an all girls dorm. So they definitely noticed like the one guy.
That's okay.
They definitely because so Doherty was the co-ed dorm. So if
Mm.
you're gonna fuck, you fucking Doherty. Um,
When I was in high school or upper secondary, there
mhm,
was a dorm for the students who came from like places that were too far away that they had to
mhm,
like live at the school. And there wasn't a lot of like this was in the countryside, right? So there wasn't a
mhm,
lot of things for them to do, which was case in point. Like I think my second year there, I think we had like 5 people who were heavily pregnant and they all lived in the dorm. So everyone knew what was happening at the dorm. But it was a very
or
small school.
my senior year, I ended up with this huge room by myself,
Oh,
and I only
nice.
had to share a bathroom. It was massive. Loved that room, and that was a co-ed dorm, so you could sneak people in pretty easily. At the time, my then boyfriend had graduated,
Hmm.
so we would just fuck at his place. We weren't doing that shit on campus anymore.
I mean,
I was living the problematic dream of having a slightly older boyfriend.
yes.
Well, I was in my 20s, or
But
it's probably like 18.
but also, like, if you want to talk about like dorm fucking or that kind of thing in BL
Yes.
mangas and things, also because that also often gives birth to another favorite trope, which is the whole "and they were roommates." And I mean, that's
I thought you
not
were gonna
bad. I don't.
I thought you were gonna thread it into some OT3 nonsense, because that's what I see
That
more
too. That
is like, yes.
I love OT3s. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
perfectly normal.
Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
empathy
yeah. I was
seems
gonna say that earlier. And I was
noisy as fuck.
and I
Yeah,
was
like I've
also
read a lot that are like that.
and I was also thinking of that, not that it's sex related, but I was thinking of that one scene in Yarichin, when Yachan's yes. Yes. When Yachan's mask is starting to slip and it's starting to show that he's an absolute nutcase, and he's doing that evil laugh of his, and someone's just like, you see like the outside of the dorm is like, whoever's laughing, shut the fuck up, and he's like laughing so hard he's coughing, and the whole, I love that so much. I love conceited Yachan. Yarichin is a masterpiece. Okay, I just want to put it out there.
It's so problematic though.
Yeah, but I love it. I just because
Says the
nobody can.
person who is literally writing a fluff fic about Yuki Kitazawa and Eri.
But see, the difference, my dear, is that Yarichin is so fucking out there. It like
Yes.
both figuratively and literally, because it's in the middle of the
Yes.
forest, in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
That like I mean, sometimes like some things are just so crazy that it's so
Yes.
unrealistic. Just go with it. Like it's just funny. Like I think it's hilarious.
Why
Yes.
are we baby girling horrible people?
Because he's fucking funny. Also, he's really hot. Like I love him so much. He's awful. He's arguably
Also,
a horrible person, and I love him.
Again, said by the literal like master of this garbage creature is my baby
Yeah.
girl.
Like I feel like Yachan should be in your little box of like awful men, because he's not a mass murderer, but he's not great.
Not many of them are mass murderers.
No, I'm just saying, in a
Get it
you know,
straight. Like,
on a
excuse me.
scale.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Not many of them are mass murderers.
So fucking funny. And also, because we are talking about Yarichin, I just want to throw it out there. I did say it. I was talking with Peachy about it when we did the collab with Peachy. But Jimmy and Yuri are great and precious, and I love them. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like once you get over it, like once you sort of just get into it, you just accept it, and that's that. Yeah. My little meow meow, my little psychopath meow meow. It's not his fault. He had a hard life. he's it's not his fault he's so conceited.
Oh,
Maybe it is.
we're back to writing off trauma. Fun.
I don't know. I actually don't know if you can cough it up to trauma in his case. I think he's just
A dick?
yeah, maybe. He has some sort of reason for whatever the hell he's doing, but I don't know. I really hope
so he's
the next
like
volume
Eri.
comes out. But less broken. 80
No, he's
has
not.
a lot.
He is shocking.
No, yeah, he's fine. He's
listen.
what, you want to fight? We're gonna fight again.
We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Girl, get closer to the microphone.
No.
Okay.
You're just gonna judge me for my opinions. No, I was actually trying to not like breathe, like mouth breathe into the mic because
I've
I'm
had that
choking.
happen.
I'm just
so
gonna
many
use
fucking times.
my Thai inhaler so that I can breathe again like a normal
Is the reason I
person, like a normal people.
the reason is I don't like that you were naturally nice and people like you. Okay,
But
that's
you
a
know
valid
what?
reason.
You know what I love Yachan so much, though? It's because one of my absolute favorite characters of all time, who I'm also disturbingly like, Yukino Miyazawa from My Beloved Katakano. Like, she's so two-faced. And Yachan, when that came out, I was like, oh my god, he's like the male Miyazawa, just different. But that's what I love about him. But he's awful. And Tom and I is a baby. Tom and I is so dumb. He's like the worst tsundere when he's like, he's so whipped, but then he's like mean. Like who?
I will accept no further critique of the sketchy yaoi that I read about sketchy old men from you ever again.
I have never, ever side-eyed you
no
about your
further. If I want to write 5,000 words about Endeavor fucking an Ono hole shoved into a body pillow, you are gonna let me live my life, goddamn it.
Do I not do that though? I feel
Fuck
like I'm
body
being
pillows?
very what?
You're like you said don't I do that? Like you fuck body pillows?
No, I meant
You have a
do
whole
I
ass
not
girlfriend.
do
You do
I
let
not
me.
Yes, this exact thing. This is what I've been thinking since the first time I saw Tomado's dumbass face. Yes.
People want to fuck Grimjoe?
You don't? I mean, I
No.
don't, but I want to see him fuck other people. Yes.
I don't know.
Why?
There's a perfectly good pink-haired twink in the. He's right there.
What, Sizel? No. Yes?
Yes.
Sizel? Yeah, but like
Zyle?
that is Sizel. I can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a brocon too. There's a perfectly good twink right there.
I didn't say that he was unfuckable. Like one doesn't equate out the
don't.
other.
I
But
think he's a
so hot.
dumb himbo.
I
And
want
like not
him
in the
to
nice
fuck-
way.
No, I want him to rail Ilk so bad. And also this is on my old friend Heather. Like we were in the Bleach fandom together. Like
Okay.
the whole Ichigo hollow Ichigo thing, yes. But Ichigo, hollow Ichigo, and Grimjaw, yes. Yes.
Okay, that's why you like it. It's because you're wrong. Got it. Okay.
Okay, listen. Here I am being very open-minded about you and your horrible, horrible men and Endeavor supporting your love for that
It's
huge,
like, oh, that's why you're
literally
incorrect.
flaming man. And then you're over here attacking me.
You're
for my
wrong.
Bleach pairing?
Got it.
For
Okay.
my
That's
Bleach
that's
pairing.
why you like it, because you're incorrect. God. I don't like him.
See, the majority is against you right now. Clearly.
Three people.
Yes. And whoever doesn't say anything agrees, which means that
That's not how
you are the minority.
And you college
Yeah.
don't get to say.
No, okay, but see, in Norwegian, we have this expression that is den som tier samtykker. So the person who doesn't say anything is consenting, which is bad when you say it like that.
What is wrong with Norway?
A lot of things. First of all, our brains are frozen. That's what's wrong with us.
But no, I never, out of all of the characters that I didn't really want to fuck anyone from Bleach.
No, me neither. I
think-
wanted them to fuck each other. That's the point.
Yes, I wanted a lot of them to have sex with each other. I have read and enjoyed so much Feral Grimjow and Ichigo. Okay.
I think
Sure.
the first time, possibly the only time I wrote double penetration with Hollow Ichigo and Grimjaw railing Ichigo. So there's that. If anyone ever read that, I'm sorry. It was probably really bad. Yes, thank you for clearing that up. We do not say that in a sexual context. It's more like
Okay, because my brain immediately was stranger danger.
no. It's like
My
when
brain
it's like if
See,
we're
this is
ordering
why-
food. No, but
This
it's
is
like
why I trust the girlfriend, because she could sense in me that I was like, that feels very bad touch.
no, it's like if you're ordering food, right? And you can't
Okay.
agree what you want,
Okay.
and then the third person doesn't know what they want, and it's
Okay.
like, well, we both
That
want
makes-
pizza, so that means you want
Okay.
pizza. That's
I
What-
got it now. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Which is-
girlfriend.
which is why I'm saying the people who are not saying anything about Grimjaw right now are agreeing
Okay.
with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my brain, I was like, that's a lot of bad touch crime that's going on over there, huh?
Yeah, no, we
And I didn't think so because I mean, I feel like we'd hear about this massive epidemic.
Yeah, no, we are working on the whole. No,
Okay, but
that is not a thing.
I think really out of all of there's only one character in Bleach I ever wanted to fuck, and that was
Was it
Kinryu
Isaac? Oh,
because
okay.
I don't want to fuck him. I don't want to sleep with him because I am aware he would not want to sleep with me.
And that's the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, also
Okay.
like I don't look at him in a pleasurable way. I think he's a very attractive man, but I don't. I feel like fucking him would like ruin the like aesthetic. Said by a true sociopath.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure there's one fox-eyed guy who would not let me touch
Yeah.
Aizen.
Listen, I may
There'd be this
hate
dark presence.
Aizen, but Gin, that
Yeah.
pairing, yes. Yes, I'll
Also,
take it.
I'm pretty sure if I so much as breathed in the wrong direction, there's one guy who's gonna have a lot to say about
Yeah.
that.
And you know what his favorite phrase is, bye bye. And that's him murdering you and getting
He's
rid of
such
your
a
corpse because you looked at his
such a
man.
cute little murderer.
Yeah, I love him.
But no, I very much wanted those two older Soul Reapers that were just married, Ukitake
Yeah.
and I don't remember the other guy's name. Oh my god, whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't remember his
This
name.
is gonna drive me insane now. What? Because I was
Just Google
thinking of
who is Ukitake's boyfriend.
Ukitake husband. Okay. What the hell?
Why did they make
I am
Ukitake so cute?
I've been disappointed by Google. They didn't want to tell me who his husband was. Boo.
Captain Kiraku. Captain Kiraku. Duh.
No, I had
Yeah.
this thing when I was younger where I was like, and I know, yes, I know that this is problematic. I can see the problem. But you know how in all of the Shinigami's Cup Golden, the omake, like the short omakes after the episodes, they would have Ukitake like trying to I know people who are thirsting for Ichigo's father. Yeah. No.
Go ahead.
No, because there was this whole arc in like the omakes where Ukitake was like trying to win Hitsugaya over because they both
Yes.
had white hair, and he was like,
Yes.
"Oh, let's see what it is," and I was like, "I ship it."
But also, like, he is just married to Captain
Yeah,
Kiraku.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they're married. So I am an Ishin hater. I don't like him. I don't like anything about him. However, when he meets Uryu's dad, those men fuck. I'm sorry. Those are two men who know each other intimately.
they probably experimented in college.
I think they experiment currently now that both of their wives are gone.
So that
When he
sounds great.
meets,
Our wives are both dead. We have a lot in common. Let's bang.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but yes. But yeah, when you see him meet Ryuken Ishida, who is everything I've ever wanted. Favorite part of that is when he is smoking. Ryuken is smoking, standing on the side of his own hospital, and Ishin's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Ryuken is just like, "I own this building."
Great.
I don't think I so much as like him. I'm just weak to large and kind of dumb. Fair. I'm not, but fair. I love that we talked about Bleach because that was a series that I started in high school.
Yeah. I do think like a lot of my time writing. I mean, again mostly Naruto, but Bleach was such a big part of my fandom experience when I was in high school. So it's like one of these.
I think Bleach, and then later it started with Naruto, and then it really got perfected with Bleach. Was I can give you encyclopedic knowledge on certain things, but if you ask me any question outside of this, Well, no, I knew Bleach. Like, I'm disappointed that I didn't know that one captain's name because I feel like, yeah, like the minute I looked it up, like, oh, duh. But like, Bleach was one of those series that had me in an absolute fucking chokehold because it did that thing that especially a lot of fangirls of our generation like, which is that they gave us a lot of meat behind the scenes. So
Mm.
like the Arrancar arc, the Espada arc, the Fate Karakura Town arc, where you get all the lore of the espadas and the numeros and everything like that, where there's so much symbolism embedded behind each weapon, each attack name, each everything. Like that's where fangirls thrive.
See,
Is
I was the exact opposite. Like I got into Bleach because my friend was reading it and like for the slapstick humor. And then I
no
started shipping Biaren and like I care so little about the lore and like
wait,
the weapons. I was like,
what?
but Biaren, listen, they're married. And then
No,
yes. What? What's wrong
no.
with Biaren?
I don't like that. No.
He was
This is the
ready to
most
die for him. He was
I you know what?
dying
I
for
would
him.
rather eat your horrible salty licorice than indulge in that discussion that you've just had.
What?
You are incorrect.
Listen, my life, and the thing is, and I've said this before, like I never got through Bleach because every time I started reading the Arankara arc, I would fall off at the exact same place. I've never finished Bleach. One day I will. But the only thing keeping me up, like, was the ships. So it was like, but I was obsessed. It was Biaren, and then it was Hollow Ichigo, which was my friend's obsession. I would write a lot for her, and that was like my things.
Let's see how I begin to suspect I may be on the spectrum. My first arc I was watched if anything was the Frieza arc in DBZ. I watched it at least 12 times alone and wanted nothing. Mood.
Okay, but Frieza is kind of sexy. Thank
No,
you. No, and
listen,
that was
all of you and your incorrect opinions.
oh my god. No, and I had this thing where like I mostly wrote porn without plot when it came to Bleach. Like I mostly just wrote like smut fics. But I did have this whole thing like that was mostly in my own notes, which was like
Mhm.
set like an AU, like a high school type, college type AU, like set in the real world, where because Renji and Rukia are best friends, but you know, Renji, her best friend, is fucking her brother. And that was my whole thing. And I love that. I still
The
love
hard
that.
the hardest squint that I've the
I
hardest squint that
stand
I can give
I
you.
stand by what I
I
said. The
disagree with
the
you.
sixth squad listen. Oh.
I ugh.
Yes! What is this shame Corolla Day? It's like
Yes, it is because you're wrong.
I don't know what it is. There's something
Because
about Frieza. I can't
because you're
listen,
incorrect.
girlfriend, if you're still watching, like I know that we've had this discussion at some point. I can't remember what it is. What is it I like about Frieza? Because there's this there's this weird thing that I like about Frieza.
Yeah, I no further critiques on my flaming dumpster fire of sketchy drug dealers and
She's
negotiators.
calling me out in the comments. No, but tell me, why do I love about what do I love about Frieza? Because I honestly can't remember. I just think he's a he, it. What gender is Frieza? What? Like
Elaborate immediately. Elaborate promptly.
of what?
The Napoleon part.
Yeah, not me. I don't understand this.
Uh,
Like,
but
is this?
okay.
Are you talking about the historical person, or is this like a One Piece character?
How dare you? I was actually about to crack open this doc. Oh, yeah, I mean, he is Napoleon. Fair.
Okay,
I
I
is
never
it
thought
the
about that.
androgynous part of it?
Yeah. Yes. It's because I don't
Okay.
know what gender Frieza is supposed to be,
But there are some very fuckable toasters
and
in the
also he's
androids.
evil. And no, I don't know what it is. Like
There's a perfectly fuckable toaster right there.
the two things I care about in Dragon Ball, okay, is like it's Frieza for whatever reason, because apparently I think Frieza's hot, and Kid Buu because it's the funniest character. It's my favorite character to play in the games, in the fighting games, the Tenkaichi games, and those are the two things I care about Dragon Ball. Like I don't know. Everyone is too masculine for me. I think that's it. I don't like the big muscly dude bros. I only like Frieza. I can see Amanda right now is like thinking, why did I invite this psycho to do this podcast with me? She's gonna fire me after the show. I'm being fired. Like that was it. That was it. I have said a lot of questionable things on this podcast, but that's
it. That was gonna be the one. Like, hey, Cruella, do you have a minute to chat after this? Don't turn your camera off yet. You got a minute to chat after this.
What's wrong with Frieza? I'm just asking.
I just never wanted to sleep with him.
I don't want to sleep with him. I
don't find him attractive either.
I don't know what it is. I'll have to
like
rewatch
Vegeta too much until they pussy whipped him.
I like Vegeta, but not for any of those.
But I'm also just trying to imagine like your experience watching Dragon Ball, where like it's like I don't like these big burly men, and it's like
but that alien.
If it makes you feel better, Kid Me was in love with the snake man from Orochimaru?
What? Orochimaru? Or like the actual snake?
If you're talking about Orochimaru, then I have some questions about. Oh no, sweet.
No, but I said this during. Given this was during a game of Fuck, Marry,
If
Kill.
you add Orochimaru to this pile, I am firing you after this.
No, I don't like Orochimaru, okay, because he broke up.
I didn't say like.
That's not what I said.
You have put 13 questionable ass logs on a fire, and if you put one more.
No, I was just gonna say that when we were playing Fuck, Marry, Kill, and for some reason Orochimaru was one of the lesser evils of that pile, I was like, well, at the very least he has that tongue, right? So I can sort of see if you're into that kind of thing, why you would want to fuck Orochimaru, even though he's
why is everyone around me wrong all the time?
Yes.
What?
It was baby Orochimaru. It's really great because like we were a whole group. So we had old Senin Jiraiya, and then Mika was like Tsunade,
okay,
like
that's fair.
common Tsunade, and then I was baby Orochimaru.
No,
I will send you pictures. I was cute as fuck, okay? I was super cute.
Side-eyed me so hard when I said I had a great time cosplaying Taki Aizawa. You actual gremlin minute. I accept nothing from you. If you tell me the sky is blue, I am going outside to double check as you sit on a throne of lies.
Listen, I'm actually going to make my reappearance in the server after this and show you the pictures because I was cute. I
have been hoodwinked, because when I was selecting a new co-host after my former one quit, I was like, you know what, Cruella and I had a great time after our forced marriage. Everything is going to be great. And, she hinted at it. She told me, hey, I can be kind of a gremlin. And I was like, it's probably just self-deprecation. It's not that bad. And then 2 years fucking on, I've been fully, like a fae has changed out my partner for a mutant changeling.
I can't fucking breathe.
And I'm just sitting here like, what happened to my put together and well-adjusted partner? I'm being left with this, who doesn't answer Discord messages and dressed up as Orochimaru.
Okay, but did you do a thorough background check?
I trusted you. Literally, when someone
this is the price you have to pay. You want the part of me that's like intelligent and scholarly. This is what you get.
He's Michael Jackson to me. I don't want him.
No, but he's so fucking he's awful. Arguably awful. But I was just
perfectly duplicitous twink standing right behind him.
I'm just saying that if you are a person with a serious tongue fetish, I see where you're coming from. Not for me. But
I'm so disappointed in all of you. I feel like the third Hokage at this stage is just like, I'm so disappointed in every single one of you.
Look at the comment. No, but he has a nose. He has a nose.
He has like a fleet of wings right there.
I didn't say I liked him.
Yeah, I'm really summoning some Saratobi energy of just like every one of you. Just
oh god, but wasn't that just, I mean, since we are in this pit, wasn't that just a staple of like high school AUs though? Because like in Naruto in particular, you would have everyone like they were in school and they were all like, you know, you tried to put all the senseis.
No, Corolla, we didn't put the child predator in the school.
I saw fics where people he was always there as like this creepy teacher that no one liked.
No,
it was like the creepy chemistry teacher. He's the evil doctor that you like to like.
I knew you were going to do that, and you leave that fucking cartridge alone. I love him.
For those who haven't joined our Patreon, we are playing Heartful Boyfriend, and we're having a good time.
Shut your poor mouth. I love that partridge.
I didn't say. I didn't.
They are nothing alike.
I was just saying that in all the like the BL visual novels, there's always this one
like
really the dubious ass school nurse or like chemistry teacher or something, and Orochimaru would fill that role in the AUs.
I never slotted him in anywhere. I was too busy focusing on the one twink from the village hidden by sound, and I really wanted to fuck Kabuto. I wanted to fuck him.
But Kabuto wanted to fuck Orochimaru, so by extension,
I did not care. I was 14, Kroll. I didn't have a brain. I didn't care. Orochimaru's a science teacher.
Yes. And like where the students would like dare each other to go to his classroom because everyone's fucking terrified and everyone knows he's a pedophile.
I mean, considering that my junior high science teacher in Catholic school actually was, yeah, I could see that.
I didn't have chemistry.
Well, it wasn't chemistry; it was just science.
Oh.
I told that story on the show because he had a picture. He had pictures of all of the girls in gym uniforms.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not right. That's
he got fired.
That's a very Orochimaru thing to do, though. Let's be.
But it's just the boys.
Yeah, the boys, and they're all Uchihas, like the entire. Ugh. And again, like, do you understand how sad Sasuke's life is? Because his entire fucking life, he was just like, why aren't you like your brother? Why aren't you like your brother? And then the only reason Orochimaru wants him is because he couldn't get Itachi. Like, it's really sad. Like, not even the creepy old man really wants you. He wanted your brother.
I'm trying to follow this path of logic. I don't care that we're over time. I'm trying to understand this path of logic that you've just drawn. That Sasuke is Orochimaru's fuck replacement for Itachi.
Yes. Because when Orochimaru was in the Akatsuki and then Itachi joined the Akatsuki, Orochimaru tried to feel up Itachi and Itachi wasn't having it. And he never got him, so he went for the younger brother.
Okay, those are not the most suspicious Naruto attractions. Kankuro could get it. Not me. But he could get it.
No, I think Kankuro and Kiba would look great together.
They do.
Yeah, they do. And same energy, kind of like.
Same energy.
I love that.
Yeah. He's right now. Kankuro is doing a great job of being like a hot uncle in Boruto.
Don't talk to me about that thing. It doesn't exist. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think I have that many questionable pairings or likes from Naruto. I feel like all of mine make a lot of sense.
I don't think any of mine are questionable, but also
Except for so it was, I'll have to see if I can dig up this video. It was my old anime club in college, and my kohai were giving me a hard time about my anime misogyny, and they said, are there any like female characters that you really, really like? And I was like, oh, no, I really can't think of any. And one of my kohai is like, what about Lady Tsunade? And just it's like it's just fierce, like, oh yeah, her.
No, my
No one writes a lot of Kiba fic, and I'm so hurt. He's such. I think it's because his initial design isn't very fuckable.
But he's so cute. Like I've read a lot
I
of
didn't
like I
say he's
know that
not.
there's a lot of Kiba and Naruto out there, but also, Kiba's usually just the best friend.
Yeah, he's usually like the bro who's like trying to get main pairing to get together.
Yeah.
Um, which
No, but
fair, I support that.
Kiba and Kankuro, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh no, and as for the women, like we all know, like Kishi's terrible at writing women and whatever. But like
I don't think he's terrible at writing women. I think they had to make too many women and he didn't know what to do.
but I love Ino.
Fair.
Like Ino is like I have the biggest crush on Ino post time skip. Like she is
So
I love her. I
so
love
there's this
her. And also
so there's this
Conan.
horrible Naruto fighting game. Uh they released it for the GameCube and the Wii. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
What is it,
And
Gekto Ninja Taisen? Because I have Gekto
no,
Ninja.
that's the
Okay.
PS2.
No, I
This
have
is
Gekto Ninja Taisen on GameCube, but it's a Japanese release, so I don't think it was released here.
no, it might not. I don't remember what the game is. I'll dig it up later. But I am an Eno main.
Ugh, I
She's
love her.
the one that I use.
She's
And it's
so
always so funny considering that I am such a fucking edgelord, especially in Naruto, that like all the characters that I like are horrible. But like in the first game, when Eno isn't there, I'm a Zabuza main, because of course I am.
Of
But
course
then
you
the
are.
minute, because of course I am.
But Sabuza's
But
hot though. Sabuza's
oh,
hot though.
we can all. It's been an hour and 40
Wait,
minutes, and we're just
finally we
like
agree on something. Finally we
Zabuza.
agree.
Okay, but he's also married.
Yes, to a twink.
So an angry one. So the moral of the story is behind every hot man, there's an angry twink who's just waiting to kill you later.
Okay, wait. Okay, first of all, Micah, I think you're talking about Kakuzu. No, Hidan. Hidan is the one with the money
He-
obsession. Hidan, the one
Yes.
with God and the pentagons and then pentagrams, and then
No. So
isn't he
it's
the
the
one
other
obsessed
guy.
with
You
money?
were right. The one with the pentagrams is just a sexual sadist.
I love him.
Okay.
But do you remember, like, that was such a wild thing? Like, I think that was like what traveling back in time. That was like the one time I feel like Naruto fandom was almost as wild as things are today, because the Hidan fans back in the day, when Hidan had his head decapitated and buried, the
Yes.
Hidan fans lost it. And like I had friends who were so upset by this that they started hating on all of the Shikamaru fans and like, yeah, well, Asuma died, but Hidan has to be underground. And it was a whole thing. Like it was the
I do
worst.
feel like
It was the
I do feel
worst
like it was
drama.
really, really funny that like we took out so much of our stress like out on each other.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
witnessed
Kakuzu was
actual.
the money
Yeah,
one,
Kakuzu
and
was the money one, and Hidan was the boyfriend.
Hidon's the creepy, the one that we both like because he's
Yeah,
terrible.
like I was goaded into liking them by my friends, whose friendships I then had to witness fall apart over the whole Heathen Gate thing. Like that was a whole ass thing. But I think if I have, before I forget it, the only
Yes,
dubious, it's not dubious. I love them and they are married. But I still think that Kisaita is a wonderful, wonderful pairing, and Kisama's hot and he's married to Itachi, and I will fight anyone.
I
Yes.
don't think he's hot, but I don't think you're wrong.
No, I think absolutely. And then I have like as a side dish, I'll have some Ita Day, because I think Itachi and Deidara, it's like, they're like the lesbian sex of Naruto pairings. It's like you want to see them make out just
I
because. But
Yeah,
he's
I
married
want to
to
see them
Kisama.
kiss, but also the chaotic energy of that happening just like physically causes me distress. What?
No.
There's too many
No,
orifices.
wait. Are you meaning like, or like, because I read that as Deidara no no,
Oh, separately. Okay.
no, because yeah.
Oh my god.
You think
Ah!
like we don't
No.
shame people in this house, Amanda. We don't shame our listeners.
Watch me.
No, but like
It's like the greatest showman. It's like watch me.
I just think I don't know, but like I had this whole there was like this whole we had this
I'm trying
whole
to imagine. Well, firstly, I'm trying to imagine an Itachi that isn't like violently aromantic asexual.
we had like this
I cannot be
whole
shamed.
thing.
Fair.
Okay, good. No, we had this whole thing where it was like this AU that we were just like constantly spinning. We never actually wrote a lot for it, but like we were spinning these stories where it's like, Itachi is the prodigy, as he always is, who gets whisked away into this world, like he gets into the bad company, right? And it's the Akatsuki people, but they're all like college, like horrible bad influences.
Your
And
finance
and
bros?
no, I don't even know what they did. Like supposedly they did go to college. Setsu was selling weed because of course he was, and everyone was stoned all the time. And day that I was teaching Itachi the gay, and it was really funny. We had a lot of fun with that AU. Oh, I remember when Kakashi's dad was revealed. Yeah, there was a lot of thirsting.
What have we done?
This is like, hello, welcome to the high school episode where we now I don't know what's happening.
What are we?
Well, we have terrible taste in men and also evil aliens.
I can't even think of the most questionable thing I like anymore because it feels like everything is so mild in comparison to what you've done.
Oh, because your attraction to that awful chimera man. What was his name? Tucker?
Show
Because
Tucker?
yeah, because that's normal and
Yeah.
healthy.
He's a
No.
brilliant scientist who makes money and is serving his country.
Who would also be the horrible science teacher in a college AU or like high
Give
school
it to
AU.
me. Gimme. Itachi either reads a super ace or super. Yes, like
No,
he's either I think he's very like arrow ace, except for him being a brocon because that's canon.
I just want him destroyed. I think that's the thing. Like he's such a pretty boy, and I
Girl,
love him.
I want this thing destroyed.
Yes, and I think this is genuinely like I have good taste. Okay, and I think this is genuinely because of that one Raure Dojin, and I cannot remember the name of it, but I do own it, and it's so fucking pretty. And Kisama absolutely destroys Itachi in it, and it's so good,
I don't
so
like
good.
that. I don't
And
like
I no, but that's what I want. Like I want him to be ripped away from his like proper, like he's so proper and he's so like perfect, and then he gets in with this bad crowd, and then he has this boyfriend, and I love that for him. I'm fine. Like
so
you
weird.
see, we are now tapping into this is me. This is the real me. This is
You're
what I
so-
used to do.
See, this is why we always keep our lives short, is because if we keep the camera on either of us for too long, the mask starts to slip away.
See, this is why I felt the need to separate myself from this part of me when I started writing original fiction, and now I just shot myself in the leg.
It's amazing. Because yeah, this is why we keep our lives short, is because if you keep the camera on either of us for too long, we just turn into horrible gremlins.
Yeah, this is usually what happens between the two of us after we stop recording, and this is the
Because like
conversation
we
we
can
have
still be
after
on call for like several minutes after we're done
doing this.
doing this. And it's great.
I am passionate about Itachi getting railed, okay?
And you know what? I don't agree, but I can see why that's a thing for you.
Oh
Like
my god.
I didn't sexualize Kisame because I'm in Bishonen hell.
Well, so am I. He's the least Bishonen dude in my life, I think. Because he's a
fucking
fish. Yeah.
Fucking fish, but
Oh god, there was this flash animation. I just remembered. It was this very, very basic flash animation that was on like DeviantArt or something. And it's like Chibi Itachi with like cat ears, and he's just sitting there, and then Kisama's there, and then he's looking at Itachi, and then Itachi's blinking, and then Kisama goes, "Does Kitty want a fish stick?" And then it ends. And I was like,
So I
The
briefly considered letting you stay on the show because you had redeemed yourself a little bit.
Goodbye. It was nice knowing you all.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting fired and potentially dumped in a ditch somewhere.
We agreed on like two things, and I was briefly reconsidering letting you back on the show, and then you just
Can I please stay for the next quarter? Because we mapped out so many cool things
yeah, we
going
do have some
ahead.
really really cool things. We did just have a meeting,
You
and
can't
it'd be
fire me for CitrusCon.
oh yeah, you're right.
I'm contractually obliged to do CitrusCon.
Yeah, fuck, you're right. I can't get rid of you.
I'm fine.
End of CitrusCon at 11:59. It's just
It was nice knowing everyone, though.
no, I'm
Oh
kidding. I
my
can't fire
god,
Corolla
I'm
because
destroying.
Corolla's my friend, and even though she's wrong a lot, I
I'm
do
destroying my
still
life.
I do still respect her as a writer, as a content creator, and as a person, even
Please,
though she has displayed immensely questionable judgment.
please,
Just
please, please support me by buying my novels because I fear no one
yeah,
else will love me.
please buy her professionally written and like publisher done novels
That are not like this.
while I sit here and slave away trying to make Eri a boy slut for Kitazawa.
I was going to say there's nothing wrong with that, but actually, I have some opinions.
I
No,
gave
but
him a
what I
tongue
just
piercing.
okay, I like tongue piercings.
Yeah, I made him.
And
I properly
wait,
boy
wait, wait,
slutted
wait.
up Eri.
Okay, yeah. So 80 is. I'll take that. I'll take 80 with a with a tongue piercing. I just don't want to touch 80 with Kitazawa
But they love each other.
for personal reasons.
But it's love.
But I'm not judging. There's. I mean, at least you're writing something. I haven't written anything in 17,000 years. So like, you're doing better than I am.
Because you're
I'm
like an actual published author. You're good.
But I'm not doing anything. Like, I need everyone to start harassing me into editing my manuscripts. But like, I just mentioned that because like I think I just, destroyed my entire writing career. So like, please buy my novels as I get cancelled. when the antis find this podcast finally and they see this video.
When it was a while ago, and I remember someone mentioned they were on Reddit and someone was talking about this show.
This
and
show?
Like, yeah, not this particular one, but like the show in general.
Okay.
I think this is actually before you were brought on. But like someone said, oh yeah, I saw someone was talking about this on Reddit. I was ready to fucking throw my computer into the trash and walk into the woods. I was like, oh no, Reddit found us.
I think I've seen this post, maybe. Huh? I think maybe I've seen that post.
Fair. But I'm also I would love to see like an auntie's reaction to this show. Like I'd almost like invite it.
Like, react to the Yaoi Shelf challenge.
Like those. So like I watch some let's play, like some video game content creators, because I'm also a 14-year-old boy on the inside.
Problematic. You absolute goblin. What the hell?
But so my favorite is watching people react to like what is essentially reaction commentary. And it's just like people making jokes on people's. I would love to see like watching antis make sense of what we do.
How long do you think they'd last?
Right, like either just like seething, or just like not even being able to process. I just want to see it.
Well, anti-react to the Yaoi Shelf challenge. There you go.
And you know what? To be perfectly honest, I think if it wasn't for like the death threats and doxing, I wouldn't be opposed to having like a logical anti like step up and be like, what is your actual problem?
No, like
that's good content. Yeah. But like I think, obviously, we draw the line to get serious again. We draw the line at doxing and death threats.
Yeah.
the transphobia hasn't been great either. If you've been watching that,
Yeah, no.
spontaneous combustion, yeah. But like, I almost want to do. I would love to just listen to someone and like picture into Ben Shapiro listening to WAP. Yes, which is still one of my favorite things on the internet. Do you know? You don't know what WAP is, do you?
I do know what it is, but I've never heard it because I live under a
You've
rock.
never heard it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well,
Because I just live in this bubble of Japanese music and also now Thai pop BL
next
soundtracks.
actual challenge, Corolla listens to WAP immediately
Why?
after this live stream. Uh, but yeah, oh my god, it was great listening to Ben Shapiro just like turn into like a blushing maiden. But then he had to remember that he's racist and sexist. He's like, "This is horrible. This is awful. We're corrupting the kids. You know, they're
Also
corrupting the
corrupting
children."
him, it looks like. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's Cardi B. Like, don't listen to her speak, but she's gorgeous.
You know,
Okay, I
it's the
like
part.
Cardi B's music, but when she speaks, do you remember that one part of The Little Mermaid when the seagull is just squawking?
Yes. Of
It's like
course,
that.
No, but it's
It's,
just because I like people don't believe me when I say these things. Like I am so far removed from the popular music of today that not only have I never heard a single Cardi B song, I don't know if I know what she looks like.
see, and it's so weird because I guess like in a weird way, I'm very hip in comparison, and I'm younger, and I don't like what that does for my ego. Because
But
I
it's
suddenly feel like the Christine, like the young ingenue, and I've never. Don't look at me like that, you salty asshole!
what?
Don't you dare! That look that you just gave me.
No, it's just I just I was in 2005 I fell into a G-shaped hole, and even before that
I don't
I
know
was
why that
I
sounded
was
so
listening.
dirty.
I did that on purpose. No, I was
Uh,
listening. I had already started listening to mostly Japanese music, and then I just never came out of that. And so I don't know anything about like today's music. Like I heard, yes, exactly, Visual K, and like now yeah. But also, like I
so
had this weird experience where I don't even
yeah,
know. I think it's like Doja Cat, like the
yeah,
what is it? I don't know what the name of the song, but I've heard that the Japanese cover by that Indonesian singer who sings in Japanese, yoru asa
yeah.
made tsuto soba ni ite. That, and I don't know the English song, but I know the Japanese version. And then our neighbors were outside
That's pissed me
barbecuing.
more.
Okay, and then they were like, "No, it's Say So. It's Say So. It's
It
called
is
Say
say so.
So."
You're right.
And then they were like, they were listening to the radio, and I was like, I heard the melody. I was like, why are they playing Japanese music on Norwegian radio? And then I realized, wait a minute, is this the original? Is this what it sounds? It was very strange.
I only so I have that with television. It's very, very funny when you listen to me talk about like actors and stuff because so I had that, but with TV, where
Mm,
I sold my soul to anime in like 2004, pretty much,
mm.
and I just gave up on American
Yeah,
television.
and I did that for such a long time.
So I do have my shows that either happened beforehand or, which is weird, I do still I consumed a fair amount of like reality TV. I think because like we had like Bravo on like our school's um cable network. So like I was watching like reality TV, but it was mostly just anime.
Mm.
So it's very, very funny listening to me when I talk about like major actors and stuff because my first role for them is either super, super recent
Yeah.
or it's 1,000 years
Yes,
ago.
same.
Like
I
I
do that.
my mediocre white man show is BoJack Horseman. It's the one I won't stop talking about.
Which I've never
That's
watched, by the way, because it's Western, and
I see, I love it. That's my mediocre white man show. It's usually like The Sopranos or Breaking Bad or like Mad Men. Mine's BoJack. It's definitely not Rick and Morty. Don't get me started on Rick and Morty. But So like for me, it's all these actors, and it's like Will Arnett and oh my god, Paul F. Tompkins, and it's like, yeah, Will Arnett, he's Lego Batman.
Oh, he's Lego Batman.
He is.
I love Lego Batman.
And
Best
it's like,
Batman movie. Fucking
and
fight
it's
me.
like Will Arnett, actor who's been doing shit for like 20 fucking years. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's Lego Batman.
And it's so funny because when I was young, like young, when I was like a teen, boyfriend at the time, he would be like, he didn't remember anyone's name, and he would be like, that guy from that movie, and I would know who he was talking about, and I
Uh-huh.
would always have to tell him, oh, you mean that guy. Now I don't
Yeah.
know who anyone is. Like I
Or
have
like,
no idea,
it's so
except
weird.
Margot Robbie, who I'm now obsessed with because every time I watch a movie she's in, she's so
Yes.
fucking good. Like I'm gonna have to
Oh,
watch this Barbie film.
oh, I'm seeing Barbie.
Yeah, like
Seeing that movie. But yeah, like no, I had that especially like it was Chris Pratt, who's an awful human being, but
yeah,
it's like, oh my god, it's like, oh yeah, he did this show, and I'm like, I don't know. You mean the
yeah,
nerd from the Lego movie? Like, I don't know who this is. Like, I don't know why everyone cares about him. I actually had a very funny story about that I will not tell because my best friend told me that he'll tell it at my funeral because it shows how much of a rock I was put under. But yeah, like there was a lot of actors that I was just like, I don't know who you are or why this matters, or my reference points for them are so fucking old.
yeah.
Like my first reference point for George Clooney is ER.
Yes, same. If you say George Clooney, I think of ER.
ER.
Yeah, because
George Clooney, prolific actor.
I didn't even watch ER, but he was on TV all the damn time,
Right.
and I
So
knew he was in it.
right, like my first reference for Clooney is ER. Like, modern concurrent show ER.
Yeah.
Mama was great and held. My brain enough to binge that, but it's just a kid's cartoon and anime references and abandonment / daddy issues. That sounds like everything I watch.
Yeah, it sounds like it's right up your alley.
I did like Mama, it was cute. But yeah, it's very, very weird because so I don't have that with music. But I do have that with like actors and stuff where it's like, oh yeah, that one guy from like this background episode of
Yeah.
Nip Tuck. And it's like, you mean famous actor this? It's like, yeah, he played a dead body in Law and Order SVU in 1990 something.
Yeah, and then I'll do this because simultaneously, as I fell into the whole of anime and Japanese pop culture, I watch a lot of Japanese movies, and so all of a sudden you'll have like Hollywood bringing in one of my Japanese actors or musicians to play this like basic part in like a background of some film, and I'll be like, oh, he's been in lists 15 Japanese movies that no one's heard of, and so it's the opposite. It's very like it's I don't know. And it's not even one of those like I'm not like the other girls things. It's just literally that I had to prioritize.
Listen, that was not a good Batman movie, but he was very attractive in
I
it.
wonder if I've seen that. I think I watched some older Batman movies.
It's not a good Batman movie.
Like I don't like Batman movies. I like Lego Batman. It's the best one. Lego Batman, best Batman movie.
My favorite for that to this day is Assault on Arkham, the best Suicide Squad movie. Don't fucking at me. They got Matthew Gray Goobler to be the Riddler, and it's the best casting ever.
Okay.
It's Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds.
I've never seen Criminal Minds.
Fuck. Everyone else knows, and it's very impressive.
It's just me. I don't know anyone.
And
okay,
it's pitch perfect casting, and you have that moment where it's like, I know who you are, and then you read it, and it's just like, yeah, because he's perfect. Or in Under the Red Hood, where Neil Patrick Harris plays. He plays Nightwing, and he just sounds like Batman's younger twink boyfriend. Because it's Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, but like okay, so that's such a great example because do you know what made me like Neil Patrick Harris? Like the role that made
Hedwig
me love
and the Angry Inch?
No. Neil Patrick Harris playing the fictionalized Neil Patrick Harris in Harold and Kumar. That was what got me into Neil
Why are
Patrick
we
Harris.
old? Why are we old?
But the thing is, I didn't even like I don't even think I saw that film when it came out. It was just a thing that happened. And because like I've never like because he was on Doogie Howser, right?
Yes,
Which
he
never
was.
which never aired here. So I've never seen it. And then I never watched How I Met Your Mother. And so like I had no point of reference. I'm like, I love fictional Neil Patrick Harris because he's an asshole. And then,
See,
then I
and like
realized the real person
similar
was
for me, I never watched How I Met Your Mother, but like I knew him because he's gay and fabulous.
and
So
he's
then
fabulous. Yeah.
so then I
And
see him in fucking Batman as Nightwing, and it's like, what the shit?
I guess I'll
But
watch that then.
that's also the movie that has John DiMaggio as the Joker, which is very distracting because he just sounds like Jake from Adventure Time, but murderous. And Jensen Ackles is Jason Todd. And I think Jensen does his best. I don't think there's another character he could have voiced because he sounds soulless. That's not a dig at Jensen Ackles. He's just obviously not a voice actor, and it's just Jensen Ackles.
Hmm. But like
It's Dean Winchester reading a role.
but that's one of those things. I mean, now we're completely off topic and everything, but like that's
Oh,
one
we're
of the
wrapping up.
reasons.
It's in 2 fucking hours.
Yeah, it's one of those things that the main reason why I don't like a lot of dubs because when we talk about this, right? Everyone on the internet is talking about this now because of Chris Pratt, but like because there's this tendency of hiring actors
No,
in
no, no,
voice
no.
roles.
I call shade. I call shade. That is not true in the anime industry, or at least it wasn't when I came into it, because I'm a person who defends English voice actors. I probably shouldn't. Obviously not the bad ones, but I
What,
defend.
like Dirty Uncle Vic?
Oh, yeah, I'm very pro him.
I know.
But
I
like,
know.
like
I can see it right through you. I
but
know.
like I've always been like hyper defensive of English voice actors. That Hollywood thing is different, and that was really Disney's fault, and it started with Robin Williams.
Yeah, no, I know that. I know that.
Um, but for the anime industry, no, they are not just pulling random celebs, or at least they weren't when I came into it. They kind of are now because a lot of my generation of voice actors are all old men, and it creates these like weird dissonant series where like Yuri on Ice has a bunch of like 50-year-old white men as voices, and it's very weird. It's very, very weird. And Victor ends up sounding like Gru from the Minions movies. But they were really doing their best back in the day. And I think you get some of the best roles by these American voice actors who are just trying their best. Johnny Young Bosch as Vash the Stampede is inspired. Um, Spike's Spike Spencer doing Shinji in Evangelion is fucking brilliant. You get all of these just like iconic English voice roles. And I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of the trails that they blazed. And fuck Hawks' voice actor for being a loser and saying that Fujin aren't valid. Because I guarantee you, it ain't the aunties who are paying your bills, sweetie. You play a flying twink.
But like that's like just because I personally don't like dubs, like no shade to voice actors, and that was my point.
Right.
Like because voice acting is a profession, which
It
is why
is.
you need to be a voice actor because just casting an actor, and I'm
It's
not
bad.
necessarily like the only like because I've watched very very little dubbed anime that isn't in Japanese, but like the first example I can think of is Mononoke Hime, like Princess Mononoke, because they cast like a bunch
Mhm.
of Hollywood actors in that, and I think it sounds super weird. I
Well,
remember
but
it
that's
as
Disney
a kid.
because most of the Ghibli imprints that get dubbed is Disney. So
Yeah,
again, it's
yeah,
Disney who's doing that. I still
but
have um I
but
still
I'm
have my book on voice acting from Spike Spencer. He signed it.
oh, but I'm also thinking of like I think I was mainly thinking of like games actually, because like Final Fantasy, and I hate that. Like they keep
Mm.
casting actors, and then they have like events, and they invite the English voice talents, and I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear them. I want to hear
Yeah.
friggin' Takahiro Sakurai, who voices Cloud. I don't want to hear this dude who voices Cloud like some. Oh my god, it's awful.
Okay, it's been 2 hours. Both of
Yeah,
us are hungry
let's.
and clearly delirious.
I'm so sorry for the mess that this stream became. This is all on me. I think it started going downhill when I mentioned Frieza. No, I didn't mention
It went
Frieza, actually.
downhill. Okay, that is a
Else
very charitable reading of the last 2 hours.
I'm
That is
having a
not. That is not when this ship went bum up.
I am having a great time, actually.
I'm also having a great time, and I get to make this makeup look good. Um, I'm glad you had a good time because I'm
Yay,
gonna take
thank
this shit off
you.
immediately. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm
like
gonna.
Mulan. I'm taking this shit off immediately.
Yeah, but not as
Um,
easily because Mulan just goes like wipe and it's gone. No.
but Corolla, would you like to tell the audience what we're reading what we're doing next month?
We
I
are
love him, but
going.
yes, fair.
I am
That's fair.
trying to say this in the pun that I've created in our document, because we're covering BL blind spots. That's a
Hmm.
blind spot with capital BL, where we're talking about things that we aren't necessarily as familiar with
Hmm.
in the genre.
A
Which is
couple
why I
of verses.
mentioned
Yeah.
which is why I mentioned Omegaverse earlier, because I know nothing.
Yeah, a couple of verses talking about things they aren't well versed in.
Oh, I like it. This may be my delirious brain just being
I thought
overly
it was
amused.
funny.
But I thought it was funny.
Nothing will ever be as funny as the because there's nothing there with Alphonse Elric. Nothing will ever be that funny. But so yeah, we're talking about our BL blind spots, the things that we are not necessarily as familiar with. As we all know, BL is a wide and branching series of events. And it's hard to keep up with everything. We have our preferences, we have our likes, we have our dislikes, and sometimes things just get lost in
Yeah,
translation. Pun not intended.
and sometimes you just got to make a choice because you just can't keep up with everything, and you have
No,
to
it's physically
prioritize.
impossible. It's
Yeah,
physically impossible.
it's like we are living in an era of luxury problems
We
right
are.
now.
We
There's
are.
too much BL, and therefore
Yeah.
there are blind spots.
There's too much anime. There's too much BL. There's too much going on.
It's like first world problems. Things
Yeah.
are too good. We're having it way
Um,
too good.
go buy Corolla's book.
Yes, please.
I don't know. I guess read my fanfic. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd love it if
Support
you
us on
guys read my
Patreon.
fanfic. Yeah, support us on Patreon. These videos are heavily demonetized, if you can't tell.
What? What? Because you mentioned sucking dick within the first 5 minutes.
Listen.
No one would be able to tell that we're demonetized.
Listen. I'm living my truth. You said go back to high school. I'm just giving you an authentic
I'm
narrative.
having a great time. I'm judging nobody. This is the real me, unfortunately.
But these videos are incredibly demonetized. If you would like to support the show and make it easier for us to buy related things for the show
Nendoroids.
and support artists.
And Hitachin Twins Nendoroid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought a bunch of stuff from Frosty.
Oh.
So,
I love it.
So if you would like to, you can do so at patreon.com/the Yaoi Shelf. You can follow us everywhere. That is the Yaoi Shelf. Feel free to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps us out too.
Yeah, or engage with this video or any of our other videos.
Yeah.
Or audio episodes, I guess. I keep forgetting that we're also
subscribe.
on. We're doing the thing.
Oh, I hate myself.
Are we influencers now?
We've always been, unfortunately. I think it's the combination of like the makeup and then saying it really adds in the horror factor.
Yeah, I'm wearing eyeliner to make it appear like I have eyelids.
Yes, support so we can buy more. Actually, we do need research material. Like literally, like we have stuff coming up that we need to study.
Yeah.
Like literally, please help us.
Do you understand that I'm a little bit stressed about next month because it's like if we have to cover our BL blind spots, that means that I actually have to do some research on things that I haven't had time to actually look into.
How do you think I feel?
We're gonna have to hash that out. This is your time. Come and join me in Kin Porsche hell. You're gonna.
I'm gonna
Please
drag
support
you.
us so I
I'm going
can
to
buy more
drag
Kin
you
Porsche
kicking and
items.
screaming into a megaverse, and I can't wait.
Oh, but I said I would read a Megaverse for you.
And you haven't.
No, because I haven't had the time, except that one volume that I read that I bought, but I didn't know was a Megaverse. First of all, because there were
We
hard
don't have
strippers.
time to talk about Ken Porsche right now.
Hi,
It's
hi.
been 2 hours.
This is my friend and fellow Kin Porsche Trash. We watched Thai BL together.
Oh, hello.
You joined now because I mentioned Kin Porsche.
Literally just was summoned.
So, I will sing for you since we're on stream. No, I will not. You know what I'm thinking of. You know the song I'm thinking of. Number one? Yes, that's you. I'm sorry, I will let Amanda end this stream.
I
Hello,
tried
I love
so
you.
hard. I am staring at this Dr. Pepper that I haven't opened and my straw so I can keep my lip gloss on.
Have you even drank anything during this live?
I haven't. I'm so hungry.
Okay, we have to end this so Amanda can go hydrate.
My last meal was at around 8 a.m. It's 2:15.
Why are you like this? Go eat.
I'm a professional, says in whore makeup.
That's part of being a professional. We already talked about this before the stream. A professional whore.
I don't get paid anymore. It sucks.
Uh,
Thank you guys for being here. It has been a chaotic and fun 2 hours. We will be back in April, and I am very excited for what this quarter has in store.
Yes.
Corolla is not fired.
Yet.
Because I'd have to change over all the branding, and I already had to do that once, and I don't want to do it again.
So that's it. That's why. It's
gonna be a page pain in the ass, and everyone already assumes we're a package deal. So it's just.
You get to live with me and my Frieza thirsting for a little while longer.
I know. Also, I genuinely think Curl is a great person and really, really talented, even though she won't read my fanfic.
It's not that I won't. It's I don't have time for anything because I'm watching Kin Porsche.
Thank you all for being here for the most chaotic 2 hours I've had in a while.
Yes, it was super fun. Thank you all for joining.
We love you. We will see you in the next one. Bye.